Hey, what's happening, guys? Dan Darrow here with another Options in Play video update. So, Thanksgiving week, markets are closed on Thursday, half day Friday, so definitely um, most of the expected news will be Monday through Wednesday. Um, as far as Friday is concerned, there's really nothing on the calendar, but sometimes you get some action on the Friday after Thanksgiving, especially if you get some retailers coming out and talking about like Black Friday or sometimes the sales start on Thursday. So Friday can be eventful, even though there's nothing on the calendar. But Monday through Wednesday, there should be some stuff going on. All right. So before the open on Monday, there's really only one name, SJM. Schmuckers, which is a staple. Pricing in about 8.5 points. Those are monthly options. I haven't been focused much on staples recently, and even within staples, SJM it really isn't one I follow too closely. It acts okay, and it's at trend support again, but I just don't think I'm going to be doing anything with this one. Monday after the close, so there actually are a couple big tech reports next week, software specifically too. I mean, Zoom, it's not that big of a market cap anymore, but it certainly could be volatile. They're priced in about 11.5 points. It's been in a relatively tight lower range since it gapped down in August, right? So it's a clear gap fill above. I mean, right now is about 10 points just back to the low from where it was a week ago. So it does seem like there's room higher, there's room lower, and option pricing isn't completely ridiculous. So it could set up for a volatility strategy. Dell, about 4 points is what's priced in, but those are December monthly options. PC related stuff just has not been great, so I don't think I'm going to be doing anything with Dell. It can sometimes move a bunch on earnings though. Before the open on Tuesday is just like a retail bonanza. So you have ANF, which is pricing in 2.5, AEO, which is pricing in 1.5. These mall retailers. So I guess they're going to be compared to Gap. So you can see that AEO and ANF are both up today because Gap popped on earnings. Um, I haven't traded either of these two in a long time, and I feel like there's other retailers reporting on Tuesday morning that are more interesting. So I think we're probably going to focus elsewhere. Best Buy, so 7 points is what's priced in. It's kind of an interesting setup because this quarter tends to be one of the more volatile ones of the year for Best Buy. The stock has been kind of treading water for a few months. Um, the option price isn't cheap, but if I can get risk down on both sides, it could be something I look at for volatility strategy. Burlington, so up big today after Ross Stores report. Burlington's priced in about 19 points. Um, so I think the bar has gone up after TJX and Ross Stores both reported this week. It doesn't always have the same reports as those two though, and it can be pretty volatile around earnings. I think it's a tougher setup just because option pricing is high, the bar is now higher, so I'm kind of on the fence with it. Dix, about 10 points is what's priced in here. It's the first of the sporting good names to report and it has a history of volatility. Plus, the stock has been sideways for a few months too, so it does seem like a decent setup. I'd really like to see option pricing come down a bit because at 10, that definitely is on the high side in terms of like movement for Dix. Dollar Tree, so about 10.5 is what's expected here. The interesting thing about Dollar Tree is that its peer Dollar General doesn't report, and these two have reported right around the same time the last couple of quarters. So this could set up a really nice sympathy play on DG, seeing as how closely correlated these two are lately. Analog devices, so 6.5 points is what's priced in. Another semi report. If you guys have listened to these videos for the last few months, you know my take on the semis. I'm avoiding playing these on earnings until stocks give me a reason to lay out money on options. Kept me away from Nvidia for earnings this week, which didn't move anywhere near enough to reward options. Baidu, about 10 points is what's priced in. So Chinese names have been more day trade focuses for me after the numbers come out. So I'll probably look at Baidu that session to see if it gives a trade, but don't think I'm going to be taking options into earnings. After the close on Tuesday, Autodesk, so good sized software report, priced in about 16 and a half points. Stock is just under year to date resistance, so kind of an interesting setup coming off a solid quarter in August. Enterprise software numbers have been very mixed this quarter, though, so I guess it could be a mover either direction depending on what they say. And actually, the options could leave some room, especially if the pricing comes down a little bit the next few sessions. HVQ, so about 215 is what's priced in. Buffett's stake hasn't helped much. Similar to Dell, PCs are just really not a great area at the moment, so I'm not sure I'm going to be doing anything with HVQ. Nordstrom, so about 3.5 points is what's priced in. Kohl's and Macy's both rallied after reporting this week, so that raises the bar for Nordstrom. But Nordstrom has also been a little bit more of a disappointment lately, so and it can be very volatile in earnings, and actually this year there's been some really large swings on earnings, so um, you know options could be a little bit underpriced even at like 3.5 points, and it might be something to look at with maybe spreads to get risk down a bit on Tuesday. Deer, so about 21 points is what's priced in. Industrials still not great for the most part. Deer in a really well defined uptrend. Last quarter was mixed, but the sector so far has been delivering this quarter. Options aren't cheap, but Deer does occasionally move 20 plus, so it seems like a setup where that could be possible again. And then lastly, Wednesday after the close, which is kind of an unusual time to report. There's actually only one company scheduled, Sentinel One, priced in about 3.5 points, but those are December monthly options. High growth cybersecurity stock definitely has not been as big of a mover as some of its peers, and there's only December options available, so that makes it a tougher setup. The valuation's getting better down here, but they'd still better deliver because the stock is even after this drop, it's not very cheap. So that's one that had better be pretty good because it still could have some room to fall if it's not. And that's it. So Thursday the market's closed for Thanksgiving. Friday nothing scheduled, but we might get some news that's not scheduled. But that's just more wait and see. So that's it. So some big names, some big expected moves, and should be a busy few days at least, Monday through Wednesday. All right. So if you are heading out or traveling this coming week, I hope you have a safe trip. Have a fantastic Thanksgiving with family and friends. And if you're trading, then I will see you on the VTF on Monday. All right. So have a great weekend, and I will talk to you all then.